Hello friends, welcome to the Eat Yourself Slender Kitchen. I'm Barbara Hoffman. This is Breakfast Part 2. I hope you got a chance to watch Breakfast Part 1 because I tried to give you some really wonderful breakfasts, high protein, that are going to raise your metabolism and stabilize your insulin levels so we don't get that insulin estrogen belly. No, not us. Now, I want to go right to the point and address the bread issue. Barbara, what bread can we have? I know you all love bread. Bread converts to carbs. Carbs raise insulin. Most of you that call me say, what about Ezekiel bread? Can we have Ezekiel bread? Well, I've researched Ezekiel bread. I even actually talked to the maker of Ezekiel bread. There's 14 net grams of carbs in one slice. That's a lot, folks. That's going to spike insulin, and then after the spike, you get the crash, and then you have cravings, and then you want to eat more. So eating Ezekiel bread, I don't think is the greatest thing. I love the name, but I'm kind of voting no on the actual bread. So I want you breadaholics to be able to have some bread, and I'm really excited of what I found for you. These are called flat oats, and there's only 7 net carbs in a slice, 9 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 90 calories. So you can have this. Barbara's not a meanie. She wants you to be happy, and a lot of you like bread. So there you go. Now let me just show you what you can do with it. You take a nice slice of your flat out, and I'm going to put some wonderful deli turkey right on top. 2 slices, that's so much protein, and I like a little mustard. You could do mayo, you could do Thousand Island dressing, and whatever little condiment you like. You could do salsa. If you like cheese, you take a couple of little slices of Swiss cheese I selected. Sometimes I'll put a little pickle in there for crunch, and I'll just lay the pickles like that, and then you just start and you roll. And there you go. In no time, you've got a beautiful, portable breakfast that's not going to spike your insulin levels, so you can eat yourself slender. And if you want to eat 2 or 3 of these, be my guest. Next up, Barbara's Yummy Breakfast Bowl. I love this one because it uses leftovers. Also, men love this one because it's hearty and you can eat as much as you want, and you are going to love it as well if you're a woman, because it's protein, 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 and does not spike insulin levels and keeps you satisfied for all the morning long. So what's in it? First of all, you take some meat. Now, I've got some chicken breast that I had left over, and I'm going to just drop it in there. That's a wonderful protein source. You could use some leftover meat that you have from the night before. If you did a roast, if you had some chops, if you had pork, whatever it is, this is like a little bit of leftover beef that I could use also. And you don't have to use this much, but this is a nice hearty bowl that you're going to like. Now the next is you get some beans. Now you can go and get any can of beans that you like. There are wonderful choices. It's not just plain old black beans anymore. This one is Cuban style, so it's got a little kick to it. But you find the one that you like. And take about a half cup of the beans. Now that's 6 grams of protein. That's a nice addition to your breakfast bowl. Now what's next? Veggies. What do you have in your kitchen? Well, last night I had some broccoli, made a lot, and I'm going to throw some broccoli in there. You can use whatever you've got. Just broccoli, broccoli, broccoli. Now you're saying this doesn't look like breakfast? Guess what? That's the secret. We don't eat breakfast foods, cereal and oatmeal. We eat protein. Also, if you had some cauliflower, which I also had made up, and the great news is, I don't know if you can see, but once I'm done using that little bit, I just pop my little snap top lid back on, and the next day I can pull it out again. So you can do a whole week's worth of veggies. Now last night, my family, we had some corn. I took the corn on the cob off, took some off the cob. I'm throwing that on. And there we go. And you could put the rest left over. Now, we're going to heat this for 30 to 60 seconds on high, and then we're going to continue with the next step. Be right back. Here we go. I did 45 seconds, and it's nice and warm. Now, what do I do next? Salsa. Any salsa that you like. Salsa is wonderful on this. So I'm going to just take a nice little jibber jabber of salsa there, if that's a word. I just made it up. And isn't that pretty? And you could do sour cream if you wanted to also, or if you don't like salsa, just do sour cream. And last but not least, my favorite veggie for heart health and brain health, which is avocado. So we're just going to lay our avocado beautifully across there. And there you go. It's Barbara's yummy breakfast bowl, but you can make it yours. When you eat this, you will feel wonderful. And if you don't have time to eat it at home, pack it up and take it to work. You will fascinate people when they see what you're eating. And maybe you could help someone else eat themselves slender. Finally, this is one of my favorite things. I love eggs. And you know, we've been done a disservice because we were told that we shouldn't eat eggs, but that myth has been dispelled. Eggs are fine. They don't raise the cholesterol level. And I always like to have a nice bowl of eggs in my refrigerator, and I put it front and center. So if I'm in there looking around saying, what can I eat? There's a beautiful egg sitting there. So what I'm going to do for breakfast, I'm going to make an egg salad. Now what you can do is, what I do is I just eat it right out of the bowl, but you could also put it on your flatbread that we talked about. So let's get started, and I'll show you how quick this is. I've got the eggs already in the refrigerator. Now I've got this little egg thing that my mother taught me how to use back in the 50s, and I'm just going to push the egg through and put it in my bowl. And then you can do what I do is I take the second yolk out and give it to my dog because I don't like to have too many yolks. But for the sake of just efficiency, today we're going to put the second yolk in. And you can, it depends on how often you have this. I have it a couple times a week, so I'll take the second yolk out. So there we go. We've got our little eggs right in there. And next, we're going to put in our dressing. Now, I love mayonnaise, and remember, fat doesn't make us fat. That was another myth. So mayonnaise is fine in moderation. So you could take it, maybe that much mayonnaise. Throw it right in there. Now, before I mix that, I want to tell you a new find that I have. You all know I love Russian dressing or Thousand Island dressing. Well, guess what I found? I just found it this week. This one is made with yogurt. So the one that I usually use is 140 calories. And I don't usually worry about calories, but this one for 2 tablespoons is only 40 calories. So 100 less calories, and it's delish. So I found it in the cold section in my supermarket, not in the prepared section. You know, I don't like you going over there with the preservatives. This was in the cold section. So if you wanted to, you could use Russian dressing. And it's a nice consistency. I really recommend it. So now I've got my eggs, and I've got the mayo, and just, you know, keep it chunky, have some fun. You know, everything doesn't have to be so finely tuned in our lives. And we're in a hurry. We don't need to be spending too much time, you know, micronizing things. Now, I love dill. You don't have to do this. This is a Barbara. My husband, you know, tries to keep me in dill, even out of season. The poor man, he runs all over looking for dill because I love dill. So I'm putting a little dill in there, but you don't have to. You could put any spice that you like. And here we go, mixing and mixing. And isn't that pretty? Now, I like a nice lemon, pepper, salt kind of a thing, and I put that in there. You notice Barbara doesn't even use the little shaker thing. I go right for the big boy. I put that in, and I do some cracked black pepper. Oh, look how fast we're going. And then you could put some little sliced up pickles if you wanted to. You know, once in a while I'll slice pickle in there, but I'm not going to do it today. You could slice celery if you wanted to, but I'm going for the, you know, speedy. Now, you could put some beautiful sprouts in if you're a sprout person, and aren't these pretty? But I'm shredded up some romaine lettuce because I don't want you to go to a lot of expense to make your high protein, low insulin breakfast. So I just shredded up some romaine lettuce. And you know how cheap, you know, you can buy these in those discount stores. I get 3 big heads for, you know, $1.99. But anyway, there we go. I'm putting that in there like this. And there's my little breakfast salad. Now I'm going to put a little more cracked pepper in there. And If you wanted to, you could put onion, but isn't that lovely? You've got fiber, you've got your protein, you've got your fat, and you will be satisfied all day long. I had this for breakfast this morning, and what's now? It's like 2 o'clock, and I'm not hungry yet because I am eating myself slender, and that's what I want for you. And by the way, this is a Barbara salad because I love to eat salads for breakfast. But you don't have to put the lettuce in or the sprouts. You could just eat that wonderful egg salad with that nice dressing, and you will feel great. So stay tuned because I have more. And remember, if you want the bread, you can get the little flat breads, and you can roll up a nice egg salad roll. So please join me again. I want to help you be the way you want to be. And call me or email me if you have questions. I'm here for you.